so the Hornets win the tip. Hardaway with it. Pass to McGrady. Paul George with the steal. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Milwaukee shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Now, here's Doncic. Rebound by Wallace. Noah against Hardaway. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Hey, I love the effort from the defense, but Hardaway able to finish through contact. Nicely done.
Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Now, here's Roy. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And as the salary cap looks set to rise significantly, Shams, any major effects that you can anticipate?
It won't be like the year the Warriors signed KD. They're going to smooth the cap's numbers, and it's not going to spike quite the same. But these numbers will continue to get eye-popping when you think about player salary, and you have to keep in mind luxury tax and the new second apron that came into play with the collective bargaining agreement, and that will play a part in how teams build, not putting yourself in a restrictive position to continue to build winning organizations.
A lot of moving parts to contend with, but boy, a lot on the horizon. Now here's Jordan. After the miss from Joakim Noah, he gets it in there.
A high percentage look for Jordan. It has every move you could ask for in the painted area.
The Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. George finds Doncic. Lets the three fly, and Paul George gets the three.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here is Jordan. 8 points his last outing, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Smart play that time by Jordan, using the pump, baiting the defender, and he bit.
Charlotte shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And so Jordan nails both of them. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. His three-pointers off the mark.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Hardaway kicks to Jordan. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. No good on that one. Excellent D there from George. Bucks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Well, we can all agree nothing better than the atmosphere of an NBA game. So, Shams, I know it's hard to pick one, but is there a best crowd, a best atmosphere in the NBA that you've come across that you really appreciate?
The Warriors fans, I feel, even at their peak, they bring a different level of aura, of enthusiasm. Kevin, you've been to more arenas than I have in more celebrated times as well at different points. What's your favorite, what's your best NBA arena atmosphere?
When that New York crowd is popping, that arena is second to none, man. It is sizzling. Like you, I love knowledgeable fans, right? They know the calls, they know the officials, they know the strategies, they know what a player can and cannot do. That, to me, is the best part about going in some of these arenas and feeling that the players, have made it to a point where the fans know exactly what they can and cannot do. Knowledgeable fans.
I'll take your word for it, but that just means I have to get out to a Knicks game ASAP.
Doncic passes to Siakam. Doncic with a screen for Siakam. Here's Roy. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you have to appreciate the work ethic that Roy has. A true gym rat. And this guy just wants to get better.
Bridges, he's checked in for Dennis Rodman. Smith checked in for the Bucks. And both free throws good for Roy. Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
Doncic passes to Nembhard. Second chance shot, out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Now let's go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Charles Lee.
Undoubtedly, their defensive focus is trying to limit Luka Doncic. Coach told me Luka is a great player who impacts the game on so many levels. No one has been able to shut him down. We just need to play with physicality and make him work for everything. We'll see how they handle one of the toughest matchups in the NBA. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Oh, my goodness. The creativity, the athleticism of Michael Jordan.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Now, here is George. 17 points in his last outing. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. We're at the break in the action. Let's show you the teams that have been making their opponents work especially hard over the past 10 games. The Hornets, number 1.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Zach LaVine's checked in for Jordan. And it's Pritchard in for Hardaway. Josh Green's checked in for the Bucks. Shams, with as often as you've interacted with front offices all over the NBA, have you noticed any changes with how franchises operate with both the players and the media and that relationship and where it may be headed?
Everything has to be more specialized now in the organization, but you're seeing true partnerships develop with teams and their players, especially their top players. The teams have to pay more attention now to data, to metrics than ever before. And the relationship between your top players in the organization, that is very, very important. And the teams that do a good job of managing relationships, of managing expectations, that is clearly what separates the elite teams with the bottom teams. And certainly players in today's generation are very, very polished when it comes to the media.
Oh, you framed that so well. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He wants to talk to his guys.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Henderson's checked in. Doncic looking it over. Here's Smith. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
The shot by McGrady, no good. Bucks trail by 8. Poked it up for Henderson.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run.
And as the receiver, he doesn't feel the need to go for the monster finish that time. I mean, laying it up for the 2 points worked out just fine.
You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I love playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories, so to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
So connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Hornets leading by 5. Here's Pritchard. Hasn't made one yet. On the wing, Levine. Trying to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good. Tries from 7. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Wallace has got 4 rebounds in this game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
It's on Luka Doncic.
You know, battling inside, I like Levine's aggressive approach. Tough to match without fouling.
And the Hornets making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Stewart's checked in for Milwaukee. George comes in for Luka Doncic.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. A shot by Nembhard, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
He gets it up. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Charlotte heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
You know, something else they've done really, really well, and I know the analytics don't support it, but they made the most out of their mid-range jumper opportunities.
Levine is out there with Hardaway. Then there's Miles Bridges. Then it's Bogut, and it's Wiggins in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. And yes, it's good. Now the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least 1 or 2 teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It's just fascinating. Wow. Now, here is George. He's got 6. Lobs it up for Levine. And stolen by Siakam. Nembhard finds Henderson. So Shams, when the league brought in that 65-game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history. Every summer that goes by, and that certainly has an effect on players wanting to play and players being in the lineup. Now with the 65 games played rule, there is an incentive for all NBA teams and different accolades.
Yes, well said.
He's an explosive athlete with tremendous positional size. Hardaway has no issue mixing it up inside.
Now here's Henderson. Last time 14 points for him. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Hardaway passes to Wiggins. He's looking for Bogut and finds him. Rodman outside. On the wing, Levine. Nembhard covering. Kicks it out to Rodman. Clock is at 3. And it's Wiggins missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Tracy McGrady's checked in for the Hornets. The Bucks also with the sub. Roy's checked in. The Bucks trail. Now George. He has 6.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
You can almost feel the mindset he has. I mean, when the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
Nembhard finds Siakam. Here's Smith. Back to Siakam. All alone. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin. I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your off season is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball, and I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, that means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. A shot by Jordan, no good. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks, trailing by 5. And this is the first time matched up with the Hornets this season.
Yeah, and last year they had major trouble with these guys. I'm not sure how it happened, but they didn't win a single game against them.
Yeah, extremely embarrassing. I mean, a team that, by all rights, shouldn't have won a single game took them all. You know that's in their heads as they take the court tonight, for sure.
Short rebound by Smith. Milwaukee has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. The game now all time. And that's 12 points for Luka Doncic.
Even for Doncic, this is a big night in the scoring column, giving his fans their money's worth and then some.
Smith finds Doncic. And it's Smith finishing it off.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
A shot by Roy. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Timeout.
And now a 4-point Milwaukee lead. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Bucks?
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
You know, another point I'd like to add is that they've had tremendous success early on converting turnovers and turning those into points.
Andrew Nembhard's checked in for Paul George. Now, here's Doncic, following the miss by Michael Jordan. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Penny Hardaway.
You know, from the moment Luka entered the league, despite the naysayers, he's been a star, a legitimate star. And that's something you don't see very often.
Some changes for Charlotte. Andre Drummond comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Pritchard in for Hardaway. The Bucks also with the sub. Scoot Henderson's checked in for Andrew Nembhard.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Pritchard. Still scoreless. Smith against McGrady. Kicks it out to Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he lays it straight in. Jordan's got 14 points for the game.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Bucks.
Siakam outside. Back to Doncic. Outside Roy. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And a chance here to check out the league's scoring leaders. You take a look at Jordan, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player. And, of course, Luka Doncic.
Anytime these two guys are on the floor at the same time, you're just waiting for one of them to go off, if not both of them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Wallace comes in for Drummond, and Wiggins is subbed in for Pritchard. Shams, we appreciate you stopping by. We know you got a lot of things to do, a lot on your plate. Your phone's going bananas. It's lighting up about every 15 seconds. You go take care of that. We'll see you back here next time.
Can always make time for you guys. Kevin, appreciate you guys having me on.
Shams Charania, the best. Thank you so much. Great stuff right there from Shams, one of the most plugged-in people in the world of basketball.
Hey, I mean, if something is going down that's big news, Shams is the first to get a hold of it. He knows everybody around the NBA.
And Clark, it's hard to compare Luka Doncic to any other player we've seen before.
I would certainly agree with that. Ditto to that, Kevin, because he is unique. His pace is never hurried. He never gets rattled. He complains to officials a little bit more than I'd like to see, but he's strong. He's got great touch and feel, and he scores at all 3 levels, and he's a brilliant passer.
Siakam is checked in for the Bucks.
Luka Doncic is a do-it-all player. I mean, he does everything for this team, including being a walking triple-double threat on a game-by-game basis.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
I think one of the best ways, guys, to score in transition is that quick hitter after the first burst.
The Bucks have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
A big man who can score, rebound, and pass. This is why Siakam has become a huge piece of this team.
Now, here's Doncic. 15 points in the game. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Both free throws good from Doncic. We've got 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Jordan. That ball is good for another field goal, his 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Efficiency personified there. Jordan scoring at will, taking over the game whenever he chooses.
Doncic outside, over McGrady, and it's Doncic missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And so it's Milwaukee, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Well, they trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. And we'll be right back after this.
Hello, folks. The first half is in the books, and we've got a lead on the scoreboard for the Milwaukee Bucks.
They have been so careful with the rock. Smart passes, tight handle on the ball, really speaks to the focus and discipline.
And that defense, try as they might, cannot disrupt their flow. And moving along, a metric for that first half. Love me some metrics. Checking out the top performer on each team.
Brought their A games. This is what it means to try to put a team on your shoulders, Ernie.
What do you mean? I've been carrying you on this show for years.
That's not entirely true. I'd say maybe the first 2 years.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
Bucks leading by 7. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. They've got Siakam. Doncic out there with Brandon Roy. Then it's George. And it's Noah in at the 5 down low. Jordan with the ball. He's picked up by Roy. Jordan can't get it to go. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Milwaukee Bucks. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist from Rodman. Jordan's got the first basket of the second half here for Charlotte. Milwaukee's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
Here's Jordan after Luka Doncic's bucket. Yes, that goes in. 20 points for Jordan.
And Hardaway, Penny Hardaway, boy, what a terrific passer he is. Great floor awareness and does an excellent job finding the open man.
Now, here's Doncic. 19 points in the game. The shot by George, no good. Hornets trail by 5. Here's Hardaway with the drive.
And just fluid off the dribble. Great length to finish, and Hardaway attacking now with purpose.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Doncic against McGrady. Doncic right side. Lock at 6. Oh, an easy 2 from Doncic.
I know Doncic takes pride in being able to produce for his team, and he's doing it at a high level here.
Jordan can't get it to go. Bucks leading by 5. Siakam with it, and it's Wallace picking him up. Noah with a screen on Jordan. Pass to Noah. Roy from outside. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Roy's got 9 points.
One of Roy's specialties is the catch and shoot. Outstanding in that regard.
Hardaway kicks to Jordan. Buries it down low. Jordan's got 22.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Outside Roy. Over Hardaway. No good from Roy. Hornets trail by 6. And here is McGrady. Pass to Wallace. And it's Wallace with the jam.
A great finish off contact. Wallace flexing on these guys.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. You know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Now, here's Siakam. 5 points in the game. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Siakam's got 7.
It's important that Siakam plays with confidence from there. I mean, when he does, the results are often like that one. Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that. Boom!
And that one's good. McGrady.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now, here's Roy. 11 points in the game. Here's Siakam. Outside for George. Hardaway with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Jordan. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist. Hardaway has got 6 assists now in the game.
In the open floor, few are better than Jordan. MJ can literally fly.
Rodman against Siakam. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the best.
Good hustle right there. I love that effort. Just a little late in the act.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Dennis Rodman. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Smith is checked in. Jordan finds Hardaway. Bridges with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. And again, the Hornets missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And really, Clark, Luka Doncic is a one-man wrecking crew on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's special. His IQ, his size, the way he can make shots against tough defense. He's got the lean back. He's got the crafty moves. And I think he's a lot stronger and a little more athletic than people give him credit for being. I mean, without a doubt, he's one of the most unique and best players that we've seen in the game.
Outside Roy. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's George missing. The Hornets on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Hardaway passes to McGrady, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, McGrady is just going off right now. He's enjoying himself and going after buckets with reckless abandon.
Outside, George. Offensive rebound. And Noah with the slam.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Control the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
Wallace kicks to Bridges. Pass to Jordan. McGrady dishes to Hardaway. And there's the call on Roy. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Andrew Bogut checked in for the Hornets. Dean comes in for McGrady. Stewart's checked in for Milwaukee. Andrew Nembhard comes in for Brandon Roy. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
1:27 left in the 3rd. George against Jordan. The shot by George, no good.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Milwaukee with the ball. Following the miss by Michael Jordan. Here's Smith. 2 points. That one goes. Smith's got 8.
And this is why you let Smith work inside. He's adept at knowing how to finish in traffic.
Hardaway kicks to Jordan. Hardaway passes to Jordan. Back to Hardaway. And it's Luka with the rebound. Doncic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And the basket by Bogut.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Hardaway against Doncic. And George kicks to Doncic. Smith for 3. Bridges with the board. Now here's Hardaway. He's got 15. For Charlotte, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Henderson for 3. He
Got it! Big time!
Wow.
Boy, that was a much-needed 3 there to tie it up, and he knocked it down. That sets up what could be a riveting fourth quarter.
It's a tie game in Charlotte. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate.
3 tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Hornets shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. Rodman is out there with Bridges. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then it's Tracy McGrady. And it's Pritchard in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now, here's Siakam. Henderson. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to LaVine. Here's Pritchard. Henderson defending. Here's LaVine over Roy. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
LaVine just going to work. Talented. Finishing inside.
Roy up on top. McGrady covering. Offline with his 3.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
It's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Inside, here's Smith. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. 10 points so far for Jabari Smith.
Oh, love the determination Smith showed there, refusing to let the contact alter his shot.
Pass to LaVine. To the paint. Here's Pritchard. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. LaVine's got 3 assists in the game. Bucks trail by 5. Here's Roy. The Hornets pull it in. Rodman's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Bridges passes to McGrady. Back to Bridges. Pass to LaVine. Shot clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass. LaVine's got 4 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Nembhard. The wing jumper off target. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Pritchard's got the lead up to 9 now for Charlotte. The Bucks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Roy dishes to Henderson. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Older type of player. Henderson fighting tooth and nail down low.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hornets.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
And one other thing, I love how comfortable they are looking to operate from mid-range. No qualms about taking those wide-open jumpers.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Wallace is checked in for Miles Bridges. Jordan comes in for McGrady. Hardaway is subbed in for Pritchard. And then for Milwaukee, Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Jabari Smith. Paul George comes in for Brandon Roy. And Doncic is subbed in for Andrew Nembhard. Paul George with the steal. And now Siakam pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. And the shot goes down.
What a display of quickness there. If you need to get out and run, Siakam's your guy.
And there's Michael Jordan, the assist from Hardaway. 30 points for Michael Jordan.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that number.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And here's Doncic from the arc. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there may be more in store.
Michael Jordan using that strength of his to get into the defense to draw the foul on the way up.
Charlotte making a switch here. McGrady's checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Roy's checked in for Scoot Henderson. And so Doncic will bring it up for Milwaukee. Noah with a screen on Hardaway. Tries it from the top of the key. Noah kicks to George. Good, and a nice assist from Noah.
The mid-range, no problem for PG. He's really improved as a shooter.
Jordan against Roy. McGrady outside. Outside Hardaway. Bangs home the trifecta. Hardaway has got 21 in the game.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Noah, the pass to Roy.
Roy has a special knack for drawing fouls. He's really excellent at getting defenders off balance and forcing them to foul.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Roy. And he can't hit the second.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now, here is McGrady. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Brandon Roy.
The size and skill McGrady brings to his position, really special. He's somebody you love to see play the game.
That free throw, no good. And And the second free throw, good. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. Now, he talked about keeping confidence. He said this game is close, but we know we're the better team. Now it's time to go out there and prove it. See if they can come back in this one, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Jordan looking around. Outside Hardaway. 4 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Wallace misses. Bucks trail by 8, and so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And Doncic with the triple.
Doncic not afraid of the moment, actually embraces the spotlight. This guy steps up big when needed most.
Out to Wallace, pass to McGrady. And then outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Dennis Rodman. That's foul number 2 for him.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Doncic against Jordan. He lobs it up and finished off by Noah.
And just throw it up high and let Noah go up and find it with that length.
Hardaway passes to McGrady. Outside Jordan. Back to McGrady. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. McGrady's got 19 points.
Hey, when this team needs a basket, they look at McGrady, and he rarely disappoints.
Goes up on the high post. Ward. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
Oh, my. Showing up when it matters. Brandon Roy, no stranger to the big moment.
Hardaway dishes to McGrady. George with the defensive effort. Milwaukee's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Doncic, money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Well, Jordan has been fantastic.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jordan. Wallace finds Jordan. Nice D from Doncic. He shoots again. Luka Doncic grabs the miss.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
No doubt. I mean, the next shot has to be a 3.
And hustle like that is why he leads his teams in rebounds tonight.
I tell you what, guys, nobody's been more physical in this game than he has. He has been a glass eater.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Exactly. You got to stop the clock any way possible and hopefully alligator arm a few of those free throws.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. 5 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
You know, maybe working on their 60-second drill, even if it doesn't pay off tonight, maybe for the future.
And there's the call on Roy. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And, you know, it's unfortunate they will not have him for the rest of this one. But the game seems out of reach anyway.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
So it's the Hornets picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and it's... know it's my whip. I'm all on base.